morning you guys, and welcome to today's video. Honestly, this is going to be probably one of my favorite videos that we've done in a very long time, and I'm super excited. For today's video, we're gonna have 10 book recommendations in the romance section that I would always recommend to anyone who asks me. And honestly, it goes from simple romance, like contemporary romance, to sports romance, dark romance, cowboy romance. It has a little bit of everything, and these are my 10 favorite books in romance. It might be series or standalones, so it's up to you if you're gonna read the whole series or just the book. But honestly, I read all the books that I'm gonna recommend and I absolutely love them, so I'm super excited. Next up, we have one of the series that I love so much, and it's a small series, but it's still a very fun and entertaining one. So we have the Lakefront Billionaire series by Lauren Asher, and this is a 3-book series. It's a finished series, so there's not going to be any more books. It's a trilogy, and I think most of her books are trilogies, to be honest, and I love it. I'm not gonna lie, it's nice to have sometimes series that are just small and you just dive in, you read it, and that's it. So these series are interconnected standalones. You don't need to read them in order. I did read them as they were released, and I love it. They are 5-star books each for me. Absolutely love it. My favorite one was book number 2, and it's which is Love Unwritten, and it's one of my favorite books of all time. They are contemporary romance, and they go from childhood friends or childhood enemies to lovers to found family to enemies to lovers in the 3rd book. And the 2nd book, it's my favorite because it's like a nanny dad affair, but at the same time a lot of found family present and a lot of struggles that they go through as a new family, and I absolutely love that. They are very easy to read, and her writing is extremely light, I would say. She writes a lot. The books are about between 300 and 500 pages each, so they are big books. They are a little bit thick, but they are so easy to read and so easy to go through. Each chapter is just so light and fun that you just want to go to the next, and I absolutely love that. So if you are looking into kind of contemporary romance that incorporates fun and a lot of family moments and the connection they have as a family and the relationship that they have within each other, it's so meaningful and it's so beautiful to read about. These books are very related to family, and it's so nice to read about that, you know, that concept of strong family relationships and a strong family bond. That is just, it's lovely. Absolutely love it. So if you are looking into that kind of books, please read her books. Are amazing. I absolutely love them. It's 5-star books for each. I would read this 100 times. She's going to release a new series kind of related. They are interconnected standalones, and that's another thing that I love. You have characters from each of her series, and they are all kind of connected somehow. It's light relationships like that connect the characters from different series, but that is extremely fun to read about. And honestly, once you have the bigger picture and you can imagine all the characters and kind of connect who they are and who are they related to, it's really fun to read, and I absolutely love it. Up next, one of my favorite series is one of those that you have to be in the right setting to read it. You have to be in the right mood, in the right season, because it's one of those series that simply screams autumn, screams Christmas time, you know, that last period of the year. So we have the Dream Arbor series. Currently, I think it has 6 or 7 books. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really sure how many books there is anymore, but I'm pretty sure there are 6. However, if I'm wrong, please just correct me. This series is interconnected standalones, and they happened in this little small town, in a harbor town, and honestly, I love that. Not everyone loves this series, and sometimes there's a lot of controversial thoughts about the covers of the series and the actual content of the book. So for me, I absolutely love it. Not all of them are 5-star books, but between 4 and 5-star books for sure. They are really good, they are small, they are very themed, like Christmas themed, autumn themed. They are so lovely, and when you are in the right setting with the rain outside or the snow outside and all the leaves falling, and you have your cup of coffee and that cute book, it's just everything for me. And that's how I would describe this series, as it's the cutest series I have ever read. They are not massive books, they are very small, and once you start reading it, you kind of realize this is a contemporary romance, and you don't think there's a lot of spice in there, because the first one didn't have that much spice. It was okay-ish, and then you move on to the series and she gets spicier by the book. Every new release, the book is even more spicy than the one before, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm all here for it because they are so fun. I absolutely love these characters. They are the funniest I've ever read about. I absolutely love them. They are super fun to read about, they are super fun to understand, they are multi-layered, but in a way, in a very, not action-packed, but like quick-paced. There's not a lot of massive action, but there's action between the stories. So each book describes a different story for a different couple, but they're all related to the same town, and that's the point that connects all of them. It's the town. Either if they are best friends, or if they work together, or if they are childhood friends, or if they have someone in the town that's related to the other characters. So all of them are connected through the town, and that is extremely fun, and I absolutely love it. They are super easy to read because her writing is just so light and fun and fast paced, so you kind of get a lot of things happening in one chapter, and I absolutely love that. I don't think I have a favorite in the whole series. I think the series as a whole, it's just one of my favorites, and they are so fun because I'll put it in here, but basically the series, when you put them side to side, it just shows you this picture of this image of a small town, and each of them are like little small shops of the town, and that is so lovely. I love it so much. So I love how it's displayed on the shelves and how good it looks. It just looks so cute. So if you're looking in a cute, fast, easy read, please take a look at her books. You're gonna love it. Up next in our list, we have a series from one of the authors that we spoke about before. So we have the Rose Hill series by Elsie Silver. So this series, if you are looking into studying a contemporary romance but that jumps a little bit on the cowboy romance side, go for this series, because honestly it's a 5-star book series for me, except book number 3, which I gave 4.5 if I'm not mistaken. So this series, it's a very action-packed and fast-paced series. It just focuses in a group of friends and siblings from this specific town, which is kind of a cowboy town, but not all of the books are cowboy. For example, book number 3 and book number 2 are not really, book number 1 are not really cowboy related, but the other ones have a little of cowboy romance in it, and that makes it a lot more fun because you have a little bit of everything. So if you're trying to go into cowboy romance, but if you're not sure if you want to fully jump into cowboy romance or if you're gonna like it, take a look at her work because it's actually amazing. I absolutely love this series. They are so fun, so fast-paced, and it just brings the found family concept to a different level, and I absolutely love that. Again, her writing is exactly the same as in its Chestnut Spring series. It's just flowery and fun and light, and I absolutely love it. They are quite big books, so it will take you a little bit to go through, and again they are interconnected standalone, so you can read them however you like. I read them in the release order, and that's how I prefer to read most of her series. They are extremely fun at some points, but they also approach a lot of sensitive subjects, like fame and the downside of that kind of fame in a small town, and you know, a subject as falling in love and having a forbidden romance with someone that you're not supposed to have a relationship with. So it approaches heavy subjects but with a lighter writing, if that makes any sense, and I absolutely love it. If you are looking into going in this kind of contemporary romance and have a little bit a lot of troops in the series, just go for this one because it's honestly really good. Up next we have another one of my favorite series. This one goes in the same category as the Boys of Torment, with the heavy subjects and heartfelt and heartbreaking moments. So we have Undone series by Peyton Corin. This series is a sports romance series, but approaches heavy, very heavy subjects, and I absolutely loved it. There's currently 2 books, and there's going to be a 3rd one coming out this year, and I'm super excited. My favorite in the series is book number 2. They are not massive books, they are interconnected and standalone, so you can read them in whatever order. I read them in the release order just because they released, author released the first one and then released the second, so I just went with it instead of waiting for the whole series to be released. This series, it's extremely hard to read, just like Boys of Torment. So if you are going to it because they are small books and a short series, looking into something light, this is not the series. The series is extremely heavy, approaches heavy subjects very similarly to Boys of Torment. So this series, the books are small, her writing is intense. So it took me a while to get through the books because it's not a very light and flowery writing. It's not. It's very intense, very descriptive, very straightforward, but at the same time it takes you a while to get through the books and to get the hang of the whole picture and the story. I absolutely love them. I love the second book more than the first one, I'm not gonna lie, but they are both 5-star books for me. They have a happily ever after ending, they do, but once you get there you're happy, but until you get to that point you just cry. I cried so much in the first book, and it's absolutely horrendous, because it's heartbreaking. Again, it's like Boys of Torment, it's just heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. Each chapter, it's just heartbreak after heartbreak, but it's so worth it. And I would recommend this series to anyone that's looking into very meaningful relationships, very meaningful characters. The characters are extremely packed. So throughout the book, you just get to unpack these characters and learn more about them and about their layers and their struggles and their fears, and it's that brings the characters together, and that's what brings their love together, and I absolutely love it. So if you're looking into contemporary romance that approaches heavy subjects, but you want to read something smaller than, for example, Boys of Torment, please go for this series. It's lovely. It's a very good one. And I would always recommend it. And then last but not least, we have probably one of my first dark romance series that I've ever read, and it's still to this day one of my favorites, even though it was the heaviest series I've ever read in my entire life. It took me months to read this series just because I read and then I needed to stop because I could not, there are days that I couldn't even pick it up because it was so heavy that I needed to have that break, not even to read something else. I just needed a break from my reading because I needed to create that barrier and think, this is actually not happening, these are fictional characters. So we have The Cat and Mouse Duet by H.D. Carleton, and this is a very, very dark series. I would not recommend to anyone to start with this series like I did, because I was completely new to the dark romance world and I was not prepared for these books. By the second book, it was better, even though the second book was the hardest for me, but I was not prepared. I do not regret reading it because it's one of my favorite series of all time, but it's a heavy, heavy one. Approaches subjects as sexual abuse, abusive relationships, sex trafficking, human trafficking. It approaches the most horrible subject in society, and it is hard to read. They are extremely explicit. Also approaches situations like murder, and that part is the best one, which is the mystery part and the crime solving part. But until you get there, it's just very, very, very heavy subjects, and just it brings the book to a level like any other. and her writing is extremely heavy on that topic. It's extremely descriptive, it's extremely lucid, and you just get a proper visual of what's actually happening in the book. And that comes through the writing, but it's a very, very heavy one. If you are looking into this kind of story, go for it. But if it's your first jump into dark romance, I would not recommend it because it's too heavy. I wished I had started with something lighter and then get acquainted with all of the dark romance and the morally grey characters and the actions, and then jump into this one. That's not what I did. It's a 5-star book for me, both of them, but they are extremely hard to read. The characters are extremely packed, and there's so much trauma and so much pain to unsolve and to, you know, unpack, but they are extremely good. So if you are looking into something like that, that will honestly take over your whole life while you read it, take a look at her work because it's actually insane. And that's what I felt like reading this series. It's like, I felt insane. I felt like I can't be reading this, I can't be enjoying this, I can't actually love these characters, this is not possible. But honestly, one of my favorite series of all time. So this brings us to the end of this video. So this is my 10 reviews and recommendations for romance, either from cowboy romance, dark romance, contemporary romance, or sports romance. I absolutely love every single one of these books that I recommended to you guys. So if you want to take a look at my socials and see more book related content, take a look at my TikTok. But if you would like to see something related to my day-to-day life and my life as a 25-year-old living abroad, please take a look at my Instagram. If you are looking for a more direct book related content, please take a look at my Goodreads. I post there daily and my updates on the books that I'm reading, but I also post a lot on my Fable account. So if you want to take a look into that, it's a new social media just for bookworms, and I absolutely love it so much. It's so fun to interact with all of you guys there, and I have a book club there, so if you want to join, please feel free. We have so much fun. And without further ado, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!